Welcome to another interesting tutorial on how to make this baby or tear gown or a cycle flare gown. So you're going to learn how to cut and also how to sew it. The picture we have is a pleated flare, but mine is not pleated. If you're interested to learn how to make this, just keep watching. Okay, now before I started filming this, I have gone ahead to cut some parts, and this is the down part of the gown. The upper part is the half length, which I have already cut out. Now let me explain. To get this down part, you are going to multiply your waist by 2 to get the exact picture we are recreating. Multiply your weight by 2 or by 3, the baby waist by 2 or by 3, then divide it with 6.28, then mark down the remaining length of the gown. Fold your flare and cut out the length of the gown. That is what we have here. Now this is the upper part. The upper part, I have gone ahead to make a scallop neck design for the baby, and the neck width is 2 inches while the depth for the front is 2.5. Then the back, the back neck depth is 1 inch. You can make your own 0.7. Go ahead and add your zipper allowance for the back half length. Okay, now after cutting the remaining down part, which is this cycle flare, so what I'm going to do next is to get 2 extra short flare. After getting this long one, to get 2 extra short flare, and before I do that, I'm going to measure the length of this long flare and divide it by 3. I have a length of 18 divided by 3 is going to give me 6 inches. Now that is the length of the 2 short flare I'm going to be using. Now to get the first flare, I'm going to multiply this upper part I'm touching right now by 2. If I wanted to pleat the flare, I'll multiply it by 2 or by 3, depending the size of amount of fabric you have. And after multiplying it by 2, like you measure the front and the back upper part, multiply it by 2 and divide with 6.28. Fold it the way you fold your flare and divide it. That is how to get the first short flare, and the length is going to be 6 inches. For my own, no, for my own, I have divided it by 3. Okay, so having gotten that, now the place the length of the short flare, that is 6 inches, is going to end. Measure, use your tape to measure the round circumference of that place, both the front and also the back. But if you are cutting your flare, please make sure it doesn't have a joining. Mine has a joining because I am managing the fabric. Okay, so this is the 2 short flare that I have. This is the 2 short flare. One is going to be for this upper part, and the second one is going to be on the second line, like this particular place. So what I'm talking about, to get this upper part, multiply this upper part by 2. Measure the circumference of the front upper part and the back upper part, multiply it by 3, then cut it out using your flare method. Then the length is going to be the length that you divided. Whatever on the long flare, whatever length you have, divide it by 3. If it is 6 inches, use it as your length of the short flare and add your hemming allowance. Okay, now where the length of the first short flare is going to stop, measure the round circumference of that place. If you watch, you can see I have some chalk. Measure the round circumference of that place, both the front and also the back. If it give you 17, multiply that 17 by 2. Okay, both front and the back, measure it, multiply it by 2, divide with 6.28. After dividing this with 6.28, the length is going to be 6 inches. Then go ahead and add your hemming allowance. Okay, hope you understand. Let me repeat it again. I have this long flare, which is the main body. Then the length, I divided it by 3, and I have 6 inches there. I went ahead to measure that 6 inches and mark it with my chalk. Okay, now to get we are going to be cutting out 2 short flare, and to get the first short flare, like you see what I just measured out right now, I have 18 inches, and that 18 inches I divided it by 3, and it gives me 6 inches. That will be the length of the 2 short flay that we are going to cut out, and the first short flay is going to start on the upper part. Now to get the radius of that upper part, multiply the front and the back circumference by 2. Okay, multiply it by 2 and cut with 6.28, then get the length of 6 inches, not my own 6 inches. Okay, and cut out. Now where the down part of the first flay is going to end, measure it, measure the circumference, like this particular place. Now right now I went ahead to measure it round, both the front and also the back. I measured it round. Just go ahead and measure it round like this. That is where the second flay is going to start. So I have 22 here, then which means the back also is 22, which is the total is going to be 44. Multiply it by 2 if you want it to be pleated, but I don't want mine to be pleated. If I wanted it to be pleated, I will multiply that 44 by 2. If you give me 80 something, I am going to divide 86 or 88 by 6.28. Then whatever it gives me is going to be my radius, but the length is going to be 6 inches. I'm going to go ahead and add my hemming allowance. So that second part is the second flay is going to start on that place that I just multiply. Hope you understand. Now I'm just going to go ahead and turn it up with my lining. Now I have iron gum stay on this lining because I wanted to give it that thickness. Okay, I went ahead to iron a gum stay on the lining, and I also iron a gum stay on this scallop neckline on the lining as well. So the next thing is for me to go ahead and turn all the lining up. Before I do that, I'll join the back and front flay together before turning it up. Now I have turned turn it up, and I have the back and the front flay. As you can see here, this is the back and also the front, the total flay, both the front and the back, they are together. Now I have joined them up before turning it up with my lining. Okay, so this is the only space I have here is at the back for the zipper allowance. Now if you are joining the first flay, begin to pleat it, because if you multiply it by 2, you are going to have extra flay. So begin to pleat it and be stitching it on top. After stitching the upper part, go ahead, use your chalk and mark like this. As you can see, follow my pencil line, mark the second line for the stitching of the second flay. Okay, use your chalk and mark it. Then it's going to be lapping on top, it's going to be under this first flay like you see me arranging it. Place it under, but mark it with your chalk, mark the circle with your chalk. Then while stitching, begin to pleat. But if you did not multiply by 2, don't pleat. If you have your exact flare like my own, because mine does not have any pleated flare, just go ahead and pin it up and stitch it up. So I have joined the front and also the back down part like so, and that is how I'm going to do for the upper part. After that, I'm just going to join the upper part and shape it, though I am not done with it because I have not added the sleeve. I'm just going to go ahead and join the up and down part, then shape it. But before I do that, this is the upper part. I've gone ahead to turn it up, and I'm also going to join the back and also the front, leaving the zipper allowance open, then join it with the down part, then add my sleeve and come back and show us. So this is the flare of the down part. I have gone ahead to stitch it up. I have the first flare, the second flare, and the third flare, and that is what is called tear or gown or a tear skirt. And this is what I have for this baby dress, and I hope you like what you see, and I also know that you learned something from this tutorial today. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next tutorial. Till then, bye for now. Please, if you didn't understand the explanation of that flare, go ahead and rewatch it. Thank you and bye for now.